Okay, this is the Waves Lab from the Gizmos. We're going to go over some of the answers to the questions in the lab, starting with page 1 here. We have prior knowledge questions. A buoy is anchored to the ocean floor. A large wave approaches the buoy. How will the buoy move as the wave goes by? Well, if you've ever watched a duck in a pond or anything floating in the water, it tends to move up and down. So an up and down motion is what we're going to see. The two images show side views of ocean waves. How are the two different? Well, the main thing I see is that there's a difference in height and there's a difference in separation. So the left side is higher and closer. The Gizmo warm-up. Ocean swells are an example of waves. In the waves gizmo, you will observe wave motion on a model of a spring. The hand can move the spring up and down or back and forth. To begin, check that the wave type is transverse, amplitude is 20, frequency is 0.75, tension is 3, and density is 1. It is measured. Click play. How would you describe the motion of the transverse wave? So here's where it's important to make sure that you check all your settings, because if you don't set everything to what it says, you'll observe something slightly different than what you're supposed to be looking at. So let's see. All right. Here on our Gizmo screen, we have our settings all set correctly per the instructions, and we're now going to hit play. It says, notice the crests, the high points, and troughs, the low points of the wave. How would you describe the motion? The motion appears to be like what you would consider to be a traditional wave, right? An up and down motion. It looks like the peaks are traveling across the screen. So just put that into your own words. How would you describe it? Kind of a typical wave. Or you could say typical wave or an up and down motion and a left to right motion, actually. I'm kind of seeing both types of motion. Number 2, click reset. Okay, click reset. Change it to longitudinal wave. Longitudinal wave. Increase the amplitude to 20. So what you may not have noticed is that even though we set it to 20 before, when we switch it to longitudinal wave, it actually changes it to a 10 amplitude. So you have to manually switch it back to 20, but leave everything else the same. Click play. How would you describe the motion of a longitudinal wave? So the longitudinal wave is also appears to be a left to right motion, right? So we have a left and right motion is what we're really seeing. We're not really seeing an up and down motion anywhere, so just a left and right motion. Activity A. I'm going to cover activity A in the next video.